Alrighty guys, so here's my video making that wooden Christmas tree. I posted a short over it not too long ago, just the other day, asking if you guys wanted to see it, and I got quite a bit of feedback saying that you guys would like to see it, so I figured I'd go ahead and do it. I started out, it's just like a little over an inch and a half by inch and a half piece of pine. It was squared. It's just something that we've had for a little while. I'll be honest, I don't even remember why I got it, but it was sitting around, so it got used up. I got this lathe not too terribly long ago, maybe last week or something. I posted a short of that too, but it's a Harbor Freight lathe. It's a 5-speed. Initially when I got it, I didn't do any kind of research or anything. I just kind of bought it out of nowhere. But I seen it was 5-speed, and I thought that, you know, it would have that little damper switch, whatever it's called. But it's not that kind of 5-speed. It's the belt-driven 5-speed. So I've just got it at the initial setting that it was on when I got it. It seems like it's a fine speed. Ended up getting these chisels from Harbor Freight as well. I mean, so far they've not really disappointed. They wasn't the sharpest, as you can tell. Right here they needed sharpened, but I just kept using them anyway. I did end up sharpening them after the video yesterday, and I mean, they cut way better. I don't even remember what I was making yesterday, but I feel like I've been making something every night, just something random, but, you know. So here, I'm making the trunk. I'm not too keen on all the names of the chisels yet. So this one, I don't really know what the names of them are. I know they got like different gouges and bowls, chisels and stuff, but anyways, I'm using this one right here, this pointy one, to get the trunk of the tree. And then you can see this one right here is kind of more of like a maybe a bowl or squared end. I'm not sure, but anyways, initially I was just going to make it look pretty flat across, and then I had the idea, I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and make a little bit of a point on it, and it'll probably make it easier in the end to you know, make it look like a Christmas tree. So went ahead and done that. I guess we'll never really know which way was better until I maybe do a different one, but I switched back to the pointed chisel and got the sections of the tree marked out. I didn't measure anything. I just kind of eyeballed it. Honestly, I feel like it got pretty close. It's not perfect. I think that middle one was a little bit wider than the top and bottom, but I think it turned out all right. So with this, I just took that chisel and I went in. Now I tried to also taper it on the inside too. You can't really see that, but in the first one, I didn't go as deep as I did the second one, and I didn't go as deep on the second one as I did the top one. So that was just another little thing. I couldn't really show it on camera. That's the worst thing about this, is I've not really got the camera set up just right. Now later on throughout the video, I do end up moving the camera, but I end up moving it back just because I was like, I didn't really like the angle it was. It was just kind of not really suiting me too good. So if I do end up posting any more lathing videos, I'm going to try to find a different camera angle. I might not. This might be the only camera angle I use, but I'd like to get something better, more like an overhead or something like that. I don't know, something that you'd be able to see it better with. But for now, this is what it is, and it's not terrible. I like watching the lathing videos. I think it's cool. It's honestly kind of what made me want to get one, is I've seen some lathing videos, and like, man, that just looks kind of fun. So I found this in Harbor Freight for, it wasn't stupid expensive, but It also wasn't crazy cheap, but you know, it's been pretty fun. I've not regretted it. So I'm not trying to sell you the lathe or anything, but you know, I think it's pretty cool. Now it doesn't have a chuck that clamps down on your metal. That's something I would have to buy after the fact. But it does have little holes in the chuck that's in it right now to where you could just screw something onto it, which I've also done. I've made other little bowls and cups and stuff, just, you know, playing around with it. But it works fine. What I done is I just got some really small drywall screws, like 1¼ or something like that, because the chuck that's on it right now is probably it's a little over 1/4 inch thick anyways, so you're not going very deep into the metal, or into the wood, so that it doesn't really affect your piece. You got to kind of compensate for that and, you know, make it a little bit shorter or something, or cut your piece a little bit longer if you still want it long like that. So, you know, that's just a little tidbit, I guess, if you guys do end up wanting to get a lathe like this. But so you can see I'm trying to get the front in and get all the, you know, branches, I guess, tiers of the tree kind of shaped. I stopped right here just to kind of look. You can see I've still got some flat spots. I was trying to get all these out. I was kind of debating on whether or not to leave them, because it's like, it kind of shows that it came from a block of wood. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get them circular, make it look, you know, pretty neat. I'm not saying that it didn't look neat, you know, if that's kind of your thing, but I think personally that it looks a little bit better, you know, with it all rounded and stuff. So I try not to start and stop a whole lot just for the video's sake, just because I didn't want the whole lot of starting and stopping, you guys watching all that. So here's where I'm talking about moving the camera angle. So what I done here is I was trying to get like a little bit of a cavity, you know, lathed in to make it look like, you know, the trees kind of got the branches hanging down. It's not really something I needed to do, and it's actually kind of difficult with the chisels I've got because it was kind of wide. It actually didn't really turn out looking that great, but it is what it is. So it's just a little bit extra detail. Like, it didn't make the tree look any better, I don't think, but you know, if somebody was to look at it, they'd maybe notice it. So I just thought it looked cool. So I was trying to get all, because I ended up like nicking some of the branches where the chisel is so wide, so I had to kind of go through and clean that up. But you know, I don't even know if you can tell that I've done it. I know you can watch it, but I don't even know, like, in the pictures or anything, if you can tell it. You really can't tell unless you was actually holding the piece. But maybe let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this angle, because you know, you guys might like it better than I did. So that's just another little thing. So if you guys like that better, let me know in the comments. It's more of a close-up look at it, but you know, the way my camera was sitting, it was just, I wasn't a big fan of it. But it actually, looking at it now, I feel like it looks better on camera than it did. So so here I've switched it back to the other, and what I done is I planned on leaving that little base, which is squared. So I was kind of just trying to round it off and make it look like it was sitting on a little base or something. You can see here that it's not, you know, it's got all those little splinters in it. So I think that's partly from the chisels not being super sharp, but it's also partly probably from it just being pine. It's really not that big a deal, because you can see here I take that sandpaper and it actually really makes a difference. I like this little piece of sandpaper because you can really tell that it is sanding, and it does do a pretty good job. I've got some 1500 grit sandpaper that I've been using. Now this I think is like $2.20 or something like that. So it's just an old piece of sandpaper that I use from like my knives and stuff, sharpening my knives. It seems like once you use it on wood, they're no good for metal. So yeah, just with these. So I'm not saying every one, but I think for the main part, most of them aren't very good after you use them on wood. So I've got this one cut up perfectly for it, and so here you can see how much cleaner it is after using the sandpaper. And you could see probably if you skipped it back or if you did see it that you still got these flat spots on it. So I think I still did kind of try to sand those out and stuff. So here I am making like the bottom of it, trying to cut it off pretty good and flat. So overall at this point I was pretty well done. I just wanted to get a little more like finishing touches up on it. I honestly I like the way it's turned out. So here I am at the end of it. I'm kind of trying to round the point of the tree off a little bit more. It actually ended up breaking off on me sooner than I initially wanted, but yep, there it went. So it wasn't that big a deal because I still had plenty of stuff I could do to it. So here I just chucked it back up and rounded it as best I could on the lathe before I cut the base off. Now initially I wanted like a pretty sharp point, but after it broke off, that kind of made me change my mind, and I actually ended up getting to look at it, and I was like, you know what? The rounded off point actually doesn't look that bad because there's not a whole lot of other sharp edges on the tree itself. So in the end, it didn't really hurt my feelings none, and I think it ended up looking better with the rounded top than it would have with the more pointy top. Now again, I mean, we wouldn't really know, I guess, unless I've done it again, but this is just, my opinion, and I like the way it turned out. So here I just finished up sanding. I think this is the last time I sand on it. So it there you can see it's pretty smooth. I'm telling you, that sandpaper really does make a whole lot of difference. So I was deciding on how I wanted to cut it off. I have been using a saw and just cutting it off, but this time I figured I would just use this little chisel right here, and I kind of widened out the cut that I had so that way I could fit the chisel in there a little bit better. And then I was hoping to get it, a whole lot closer. That way I didn't have to do a whole lot of sanding on the base to make sure it set good and flat. So here's that. And like I said, the base of it I think turned out pretty good in the end. As you can maybe see, I don't know, you guys might not like it, but so there I got pretty close, and then I ended up getting the hacksaw out and just sawing the rest of it off, just because I didn't want the piece flying somewhere and end up breaking and the whole video be a waste. So once I got it cut the way I liked it, I went ahead and I put it on the sander. So here it is. I ended up where I had it chucked up. I don't know the right lathe term for the end that I had it, pushed against. But anyways, it's got a little bit of a sharp point to it just to hold your piece. So it had a nice little indentation on it, so I wanted to make sure I got that out. Not really, it didn't hurt the looks of it or anything. I just, I didn't really like the way it looked. So I spent quite a bit of time sanding on it. So I'll probably skip through most of this. Alright, so here it is, just about done. I kept stopping and looking at it just because I didn't want to go too far and make the top of it flat. But I also, like I said earlier, I wanted to make sure that I got that little indentation out. So here it is, finished product. It's not quite in focus, but there it is. Hopefully you guys like it. Please subscribe. Give it a comment. Let me know if you guys like these kinds of videos. Share it with your friends. I'm almost to 100 subscribers. I'm growing more and more every day. So if you would, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you until the next one.